Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. It's that time of the year for Bushiroad to finally cater to English players by introducing new cards for premium format, and by that I mean 3 Cray Elemental units have gotten an errata and reprinted in DPV01. Rain Elemental Pichan when placed on rearguard during your turn, while the error at Generation Break 1 makes all of your opponent's rearguards in the same column as this unit lose their abilities and cannot gain any new ones. It went from just disabling resist abilities to outright copying infinite impermanence from Yu-Gi-Oh! Light Elemental Pika while on rearguard cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. And while on rearguard, while the error at Generation Break 1, it makes you give 2k power to your Vanguard if it was attacked and it only has 11k or lower power. If nobody even used the original Pika back in the olden days of trying to make the original Salome relevant, what makes Bushiroad think that people will use it this time? Light Elemental Honoly while on rearguard prevents any rearguard from attacking the Vanguard if it was the 5th or more battle of that turn, unless they pay 1 counterblast. And while on rearguard, you can remove this card from the game to prevent your opponent's rearguards from attacking your Vanguard if it was the 5th or more battle, unless they pay 1 counterblast until their end of their turn. This is an improvement from the original, since it can remove itself, so that only the opponent will be affected. It's like using Maxi in Yu-Gi-Oh! On your turn, but the effect lasts until the opponent's turn. Due to the lack of Mega Colony representation in Stoicheia, Bushiroad just outright willed the MushiKing April Fool's joke into reality in DBT11. That's right, these cards will be taking up space in a mainline booster set. Either this is a stroke of genius by their marketing team, or the laziest booster filler card since Eugene. King of Beetles MushiKing is not your typical D-series starter, since you get a King of Beetles MushiKing crest when ridden over by a grade 1 Mushi card. King of Beetles MushiKing's crest while active prevents you from riding non-Mushi cards and playing any set order cards. You can only put set order cards into your order zone by this crest's ability. When you obtain this crest, you can put up to 1 of each hit move card, pinch move card, and a throw move card with different grades from your deck or hand. Once per turn, you can pay 1 Soul Blast to add up to 1 Mushi or move card from the top 5 cards of your deck. And when your Mushi card attacks, you can rest 1 of your move cards with a grade equal or lower than your Vanguard to use that card's move. If people thought Chronojet and Messiah's crest cards are overpowered, this thing practically thins out 4 cards of your deck that it would make Nordlina blush. Mushi cards are units with no abilities, they use moves instead. Their move is indicated on the upper left corner with rock as hit, scissors as pinch, and paper as throw. Beside it indicates the special move it has, and the lower right represents their technique. This is honestly more confusing than Monster Strike. On top of the regular Vanguard mechanics, you also have to learn MushiKing's mechanics. And there's seriously a fuckton of set order cards with almost similar effects, with the special move being the only thing different. I don't have the time and patience to explain every card, so here's your chance to finally learn how to read. All I can say is that the grade 1 and 3 set orders are the ones to go for, and that they truly inherited Mega Colony's spirit by having the Paralyze ability. Then again, this is a format that heavily relies on persona rides, so unless you're playing Chronojet, Messiah, or Favanil, you won't get screwed as much. Finally, here are the grade 1, 2 and 3 Mushi units. As previously mentioned, they are all vanilla units, but depending on the moves and technique, this ironically is the first D-series deck that will take actual planning to determine which cards will you be putting in your right deck and assign as your main Vanguard. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments how we should have gotten the Accuser spin-off MushiKing instead.